welcome you to a beautiful day in Pittsburgh for the backyard brawl this afternoon in women's gymnastics as the two teams once in the same conference. It's the Big 12 West Virginia Mountaineers and the ACC Pitt Panthers. Jeff Hathorn and Olivia Miller here inside the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, a former student athlete at Pitt. What is this emotion like when you face West Virginia?
I mean, there's nothing quite like the backyard brawl. I mean, it's always a great competition. West Virginia is always a really great competition for Pitt, and there's always that inborn rivalry, so always excited to kind of compete against them and see who ends up on top.
A lot of familiarity. Of course, West Virginia's coming off a very good beam score, 49-3 in their last meet.
The Mountaineers absolutely crushed their last meet against Towson on Tuesday with that career high, or that season high, 49-3. I mean, we can see here with the cello, she had a career high 9.925, and it's an event that they've been really looking to build on and really build with consistency, and they achieved that this past week here. Along with West
Virginia getting better this year, so have the Pitt Panthers, and they did so on a number of events in their last meet.
Yeah, the Panthers came off of an incredible season high score over at Kent State as well, and especially over on bars, they had that 49-2, which is something that they've been helping to try to achieve, that 49 on that event, and they can see here from Chu, Pratt, and Cesarone all scoring career highs. They had a really great showing and looking to carry that over here, over to the Fieldhouse.
And we're in the final one of the season at the Fieldhouse, which means Senior Day, which I know is always an emotional time.
Yeah, I mean, it's always exciting to honor your seniors, and being a senior competing at your last time in the Fieldhouse is always emotional in some capacity, but it's always exciting to kind of have that opportunity and get to honor here being in the Fieldhouse and have all your friends and family here to celebrate you as well.
See the senior class for the Panthers. We will be in true Olympic rotation. As you see, Casey Jo McPherson in her second year with the Pitt Panthers. And of course, Coach Dave Zora, who has been on both sides of this rivalry.
Yeah, he's been at West Virginia and at Pitt as well. So he's the recruiting coordinator here for Pitt, and it's been a long time standing here. He's had friends over at West Virginia and also at Pitt as well.
Jason Butts is the head coach for West Virginia. He took Dave's spot as an assistant coach at West Virginia. So the ties in gymnastics are amazing. It's like you don't even need 5 degrees of separation. It's normally 1 or 2.
Absolutely. The gymnastics community is pretty small, and everybody really knows each other, and it's always exciting because regardless of what team you're on, you have relationships to some aspect and compete against former teammates as well, which is exciting.
Olivia Genta will lead off for the Panthers, the freshman from Illinois, and we're underway.
Starting off here with a gorgeous stuck Yurchenko full, and Genta has been really working on nailing that ball all season, and she's drilled it a couple of times, and it's exciting to see her stick that ball here at the last time in the Fieldhouse. So we'll take another look. You see, she really finds that landing. No foot movement. That's exactly what you want to see from a landing standpoint over on vault.
Genta has competed in vault every meet this year. The high is a 9.775. That might be in jeopardy here today. Brooke Alvin for West Virginia. Speaking of seniors.
Yeah, Brooke's been a senior for West Virginia's team and has battled through some injuries and really fought her way back, and she's an incredible asset to this team and has been a key player on multiple events. Starting off here with that Ginger. Down to the low bar with the shoot over. You really want to see hitting all those handstands over on bars and being perfectly vertical on top of the bar. And then, of course, on all the dismounts, stuck landings, minimal hops and steps. Those are all deductions here, but a really solid routine here for Albin.
Not unexpected that she does well against the Panthers. She has career highs in vault, floor, and bars against Pitt.
I mean, like we had said a little bit earlier, the rivalry between Pitt and the Mountaineers is, something that's a little bit unmatched. It's always exciting, whether it's, gymnastics or other sports. There's always a backyard brawl that's happening, and, every athlete knows they're always really wanting to bring their best, especially when it comes to a meet against West Virginia or against Pitt.
And Genta with a career high 9.8 to start off with, and now Jamie Pratt.
Yeah, Pratt's been a really impact player here for the Panthers. You see that Yurchenko full, just a little bit of a hop back, but you know, a transfer here from Arkansas, and she's really made a huge impact for the Panthers. Get another look at this. Yurchenko full. You can see she gets a really good block there, blocking with straight arms, getting a lot of height, and just a little hop there, but a solid vault.
And Pratt was mostly a bars performer at Arkansas, and getting a chance here to kind of expand her role. Anna Lee, another senior up next, and has been such a leader for this West Virginia program.
Absolutely. I mean, talk about, you know, senior after senior here. We had Brooke Alvin, and now we have Anna Lee. She's an athlete that when we spoke with head coach Jason Butts, he had really said that, you know, she's kind of like a motherly figure here for the other athletes on the West Virginia team. She's, you know, fought through some injuries as well, and you know, it's great to see her back in lineups, and I mean, her work ethic is unmatched, and she's really an athlete that just leads by example, which is, you know, what do you want to see from any senior on any team? So it's exciting to see that she's really thrived and flourished here as well in her senior year.
9.825 for Albin.
Straddle-Jaeger there. Doing a good job hitting her handstands. Back down to the low bar with the pack. Another gorgeous handstand there. Just the dismount. Double layout, a little bit of a larger step back, but again, another hit routine for the Mountaineers.
And that 9.825 for Brooke is a season high. And once again, performing well when she sees Pitt on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, and the Mountaineers here as well, historically, have had a little bit more of difficulties over on bars, especially. That's never really been their strong event. But it's exciting to see that these athletes are hitting career highs, and especially at the right time in the season. The Mountaineers are really kind of starting to pick up in all their lineups, and really just in general, elevating their gymnastics.
Hello. After an 9.825 from Pratt.
Yurchenko full, a little bit of a larger hop back, but again, from a freshman, a really strong Yurchenko full, and just continuing to build from each athlete through the lineup here with the Panthers.
Her first year local from Burrell High School.
See a little bit more of a pike down from that Yurchenko full, so she has to take a little bit of that hop as well, but a really strong way for the Panthers to keep building.
Is it any difference in judging from a 2-foot hop to a 1?
Yeah, you know, there are differences in deductions depending upon how large and in which direction the hop or the step is. So, you know, larger than, I believe, body length is usually a 3/10 hop versus a 1/10 hop, which is smaller.
Now for the Mountaineers, Jaden McDonald.
A little bit of a close catch on that ray there, so she had to kind of bend her arms, pull it into the bar a little bit. Bring it back on track here, down to the low bar.
Sophomore from New York.
Another double layout, smallest bit of a hop back on the landing, but getting another hit routine so far, 3 for 3 for the Mountaineers.
Lecce with a 9.75 for Pitt.
Take a look, you see that ray there. She had to pull in just a little bit, so she had to catch pretty close, but she does a great job finding her rhythm back again after hitting that handstand right after her ray.
So far through 6 performances, high level of gymnastics so far here at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse.
You know, talk about high-level gymnastics. Kennedy Duke has been an athlete who's really stepped it up this season, and has always been a key contributor over on vault, but she's really, you know, been a staple and a consistent athlete on multiple events this season. Yurchenko full, a little bit of a step back, so that will be deduction, but something to note about Kennedy's vault is her hips are open throughout the entire vault, and you know, even at the end of her landing there, her hips are open, her chest is up, and that's really the technique that the judges are really looking for over on that event. So you can see here, feet are glued together, hips are open, just that little bit of a step on the landing, so technique is really well done there by Duke.
next for the Mountaineers. The junior from Erie, Colorado.
And Brooke is another one of those athletes that's returning from injury this year, and that's something that the Mountaineers have really noted just in general. Is they've had a lot of injuries in the past with some returning athletes, some newcomers, and head coach Jason Butts had even said that about 80% of his athletes competing this year are new in some capacity, whether it's returning from injury or being new to the team. Dismount there. Not sure she quite stuck on the landing. I think she had a little bit of some foot movement, but she really was fighting to land that double layout. But a solid routine. Had a couple of form breaks here and there. But all in all, again, you're really just looking for some hits over here. We'll take a look here. There's that double layout. So she has a pretty significant pike there on that second layout, but couldn't quite hold on to the landing. A little bit of a foot movement, but
the plunger hat.
They gave her the plunger hat, so that's got to mean something.
Her family, her mom and dad and sister, all college athletes.
It's got to be a nice kind of, atmosphere to come by, and they understand that.
Bedminster, one of the seniors for the Panthers.
And Julia being a fifth-year transfer from Long Island University, she has a lot of experience under her belt, especially over on this event. Really big scoring potential. Here take a full small step, but yet again, like we had seen with Duke's vault, she has great technique, hips are open, and a really, really dynamic athlete, especially on this event.
You see the score at 9-8 for Duke. Bedminster holds the school record for Long Island on vault. Now back to West Virginia and Amber Lowe. One of the young group of Mountaineers.
Pike Yeager there. Down to the low bar with the pack. Gorgeous last handstand. She was right on top of the bar. A little bit over the bar on that blind full. And straight to the double tuck, but a small hop back, and again, that's the fifth hit routine here for the Mountaineers.
And she's had a run of 3 straight performances on bars of at least 9-8.
And she's an athlete that, as a sophomore, she's really started to develop herself as an athlete and really stepping into roles where needed. And she's done a great job here over on this event, particularly just cleaning up each day, each week. And it's really been something that the Mountaineers have talked about, is just finding little tints here and there that they can kind of pick up.
Bedminster with a 9-8-2-5. The final competitor, at least in the regular rotation, is Cicerone.
She's ranked 9th in the ACC over on this event. Just a little bit of a step, but again, you saw from each of the vaults over on the Panthers lineup is that they just continued to build. And Cicerone, like I said, 9th in the ACC, huge scoring potential. She just has so much experience on this event, and it's great to see her flare that out. You see she kind of opens her arms to stop her rotation and twisting to kind of find that landing.
Now back in Pittsburgh is Trinity Macy.
Yeah, Trinity Macy, quite the athlete. She's been at Pitt, she's been at Eastern Michigan, and now she's finishing here at West Virginia. She's been a staple in the bar lineup everywhere she's been. Somebody who's just a mature athlete, has grown so much, and actually was a former teammate of mine. Gorgeous double out, a little bit of a hop on the landing, but a staple in their lineup, super consistent. Is a hard worker. She is just everything that all the athletes on the Mountaineers look up to her. There's that double layout. See, just a little hop there, so not quite a stick, but super happy regardless. She got that plunger hat, so.
And she is helping broker peace between the schools. She not only was from here, her boyfriend is a current Pitt Panther, so.
A lot of ties to, to Pittsburgh regardless. And, she's always excited to come back here to the field house and just compete and do the sport that she loves.
Cesaro with a 9.825. Her lowest this year on vault is a 9.75.
Take a look here. Freshman Mika Lee doing an exhibition over on vault. A little bit of a step forward, so that will be a little bit more of a significant deduction, but it's great to see that a freshman like Mika Lee has really impacted, obviously, the events that she competes, but she's exhibitioned on pretty much every event as well, showing that she has all-around capabilities, and she's really, really grown throughout this entire season.
Low with the 9.8, and Macy with the 9.85 to finish for West Virginia.
Huge Takachev there. She's really high above the bar. Just a little bit of some form on the feet with the Takachev and the feet with the shoot over.
Skill.
Just the dismount. Double layout. Got a little excited on that landing, so didn't quite control it, but an opportunity for, every athlete to kind of go out there and just show a routine under pressure, get a score from a judge, and regardless of what point you're at in the season, it's still really helpful, especially to kind of prove why you should be in a lineup spot.
And she went to high school 10 minutes from here.
Yes, and being back in the field house, maybe 15 on a bad day, but it's always exciting to be around your hometown and hopefully have some friends and family come to watch you as well. Makes it more exciting.
Carla Forzoko, an exhibition for Pitt. Lee at 9.725, by the way.
The Yurchenko full step back, so she also had to pike down at the very end of that Yurchenko full. But regardless, like we had said, a great opportunity for anybody in an exhibition spot to just get that competition experience under their belt.
So no falls, nothing but good competition so far. It's tight between the Mountaineers and Panthers.